All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back. So, last time we hit level 50, and now we're at Soldier's Grave, and this is where we're probably going to push level 56 or something. And the reason why we're here is because this gives quite a bit of skill points, so whether you're on season or not, you're going to want to be here for a little bit. And one thing I'd recommend if you are going in without too much gear, so this is all of our season stuff, is I would recommend going in with some accuracy or some potions and an elixir that you could probably buy off the market. Not a big deal, but this spot is pretty decent XP, so this is one of my go-to spots when I'm leveling up a new character and I want to take it to 56. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a grind here. As for the loot scroll, don't disregard it. I don't even know why I have a loot scroll on, yet alone level 2. But yeah, so it might be a little bit slow from the lower 50s, but once you get closer to 55, this should go a lot quicker. Oh yeah, let's pop another XP. So we want to be in and out of here as fast as possible. So try to pop all the buffs you can. I know with season, they give you a lot of stuff with the season pass and just like loyalty rewards. So if you're into that, start popping the buffs. Otherwise, it'll just take another like 20 minutes. It's not really that bad with or without it. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this series so far. I'm trying to do my best to show you exactly like what I would do throughout the season and all my enhancing. So I guess it's more or less beginner friendly, and I do have some advantages, as in like I do have adventure journals done and I do have a bit of silver that I could use, but for the most part I'm trying not to use too much. And in my last episode I set the rule of if you could buy it off the market, it's fair game, but I'm not going to like transfer everything over just to use it on a season. Also, no cron stones for enhancing Tuvala. We're gonna raw tap it and hope for the best. Plus, you shouldn't really be using cron stones for Tuvala anyway. If you are, trust me when I say you're gonna need the cron stones later on. Then once we hit level 56 and all that stuff, I'll show you what we're gonna do for Awakening and Succession. I think we're going to be playing Awakening Dark Knight. I am very familiar with how to play both of them, like both Succession and Awakening. But I think for the most part, early on, Awakening might be a little bit better for early grinding, but Succession is definitely stronger. So for if you're like lower AP, then Succession might be better, but overall it's personal preference. Dark Knight is very lucky that we get to play both of them and they're relatively equal, whereas some other classes are like you're actually one is better than the other significantly, but Dark Knight is for the most part the same. I know I have some boxes, season things to open, but I kind of want to save the XP buffs for when I actually need it. But yeah, after playing this over on season, like again, I start to realize how much you're missing early on as a Dark Knight, like some of the skills and flows that you don't have early on. But hey, that's the point of this series. Hopefully we learn from the beginning and you guys can learn how to do seasons as well. So even if you don't play Dark Knight and you're just watching this, hopefully you figure out like spots to grind and maybe in the future when we do enhancing Tuvala, figure out like what stacks to use and whatnot. So this is all stuff I'm making the rule of no getting leeched by other players. Like if I wanted to just get carried by my guild to 61, I could literally do that. But we're gonna try to do it all solo ourselves. And once we get to like 59 and 60, we're gonna do some questing to 61 because it is significantly faster. You will lose out a little bit on skill points if you like grinding. Well, by 60, you can, for the most part, grind a lot of areas. But we're gonna do questing just because I have an adventure tomb thingy, and I'll show you how to get that later on as well. So one thing about this spot is it's a little janky in terms of the pulls because sometimes you aggro an enemy and they kind of just like wander off and the health resets. So only thing bad about it. This spot, honestly, you can stay here till like 58 or something if you wanted to, but I don't think we'll do that. Depending on like how many XP buffs, it honestly might not be that bad though. So the buffs I'm using right now are, we got the 7-day book from one of the seasons, like the season reward, yeah, to hit level 50. So we're using that because it was just given to us. And then we're using the Black Spirit energy exchange and like daily login 200%, and this one because this is also a login thing. So yeah, once we hit 56, we're immediately gonna go do the awakening. Plus, this spot will give you decent skill points, at least for a while. I actually got my Sork up to like 1200 skill points here. Trust me though, once you get Awakening, it's gonna be so nice because you get a lot of cool abilities. Plus I should probably start putting in add-ons, but I'll do that later once we hit past 56. Oh nice, someone else popped a buff. Fair game. Though I don't really think we'll be here too much longer anyway. Though if you wanted to, and you were doing the story by 54, you'd probably either be in Madaya, finishing up the Valencia, or you're in Kama, one of those three, most likely. But early on, you could grind in Polly's Forest, which is down in the Grana area. That one's very good for XP and skill points up until like 59, 60. But I choose the old school grind of this spot because close to Heidel. Keep trying to hit more buttons than I actually have right now. You know what? Let's not actually unlock this one. Use it. We'll test it. How much karma do we have? 85,000. Woo, 55. Okay, so one level to go. So what do I want to do? Do we have anything important to put in? That one's not bad. Wheel is at like 56. Oh, that's actually 52, but 40 points. Glad they give us beginner stones. See, leveling aid 2, that's the same thing, 150%. Just get coins from that, don't need it. So I'd recommend using your skills in something else if you need it. The reason why I put that in is because the place I'm grinding requires a little bit of accuracy and more damage to help me grind faster. But overall, like, you don't particularly need it. see. So we have Phantasmal Snare now, and we have Nocturne, which we think we should actually slot over here. Oh yeah, I forgot. I also don't even have my horse buff. Granted, you can't use tier 9 anyway or Dream Horse on seasoned characters. Kinda sucks. Okay, so maybe like 4 or 5 more cycles of this, and then we'll be good. What buff is that? 3%? What? You do have a lot of abilities, it's just a lot of them are situational and more for PvP in my eyes. Good points. As long as you have the like Old Moon and the Old Moon book, you can freely swap out skill points, which I think is very handy. Which is another big question a lot of people have been asking me. Like, if you're going to spend money, what would you get? And one, you should, like, I consider the value pack like the equivalent of a subscription to a game. Like, pay like $15 a month or whatever. That's pretty mandatory. Well, it's not, but I think it's very helpful if you plan on playing this game long term. And then if you're gonna do any of the extras like Kama Blessing or the Old Moon Book, I think the Old Moon Book is worth a lot more than Kama Blessing. Because later on you'll probably figure out what the tent buff does, which I should actually do. How did I think of it? So the tent buff is this, basically allows you to use a Villa Scroll, and you can get like a life skill buff, a combat, and like a higher damage. But we're getting the middle one for the combat XP. And it allows you to get a Villa Scroll without having the 10 mil invitation thing that you get in Valencia. So that's probably the biggest thing. I don't think they changed it from like 5 years ago, but doing the Dark Knight questline probably still sucks, so I guess we'll do it, but is it really fun and interesting? Not really. But we'll see. It's probably gonna have us come back here and kill like 10 of these anyway again. I really wish they would revamp the Awakening quest lines for all the like older characters, because they're all the same and they're boring. We're getting like 20-30% per cycle here. Not bad. But yeah, I'd recommend for people who have no idea what they're doing, save up your skill points and get like Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, Lunacy, of Vidir, but I don't think Vidir has a second one until you're going for the flows and the bigger stuff. But the problem will probably start beginning once you hit Awakening or Succession and you're low on skill points. You know, I think actually wearing an outfit, yeah, gives you like some bonuses. There's a chance I could probably just buy a outfit off the market, but we're not going to do that just because, one, I actually need my silver. Two, it's a lot of silver for a new player, like almost 1 billion silver as a beginner. You definitely do not want to spend on the costume. But that is just XP bonuses and making things go by a little bit quicker, not mandatory. So I think it's skip it. Unless you're doing the season pass, which it gives you one by default, then I think it's okay. But I think I'm going to get the season pass, but near the end. So by that time, like I'm already past 56, close to 60, and we're close to the end of the season for me. And all I have left is probably enhancing. So that's when I'll consider it the end of the season for me. 61. Taking potions. Let me deposit some of these. There's an NPC by the node manager. You can just sell them. What is our speed actually? Movement speed 5. Cool. So yeah, once we hit 56, I think we'll do Awakening and maybe Succession, but I think for the most part either one is good, just personal preference. %, sweet. Also, they do give you a lot of the book of training, so if you really just hate grinding, you could just AFK on a dummy. It just takes a little bit longer, but not really that bad. Yeah, I think by the end of this cycle we'll hit 56 because I'm getting roughly like 20%. I'm actually pretty surprised though, like for a solo grind in an older area, 50 to 56 in about 30 minutes. It's kind of good. Nine more %. Let's do this. And then after we get back to town, we'll start putting in some add-ons. One more %, then we're done. Get me out of this place. We're probably gonna have to be back, I'm gonna be completely honest, because I probably did not revamp the awakening lines. God. You are out. Get me out. Let's play awakening. What is this? $7. I have no... What is this? 300% scroll? So at 56, you should be able to unlock the Awakening line, which we'll be doing shortly. Only gave 20 points. Putting these into like extra damage against monsters, it's okay. What I do want to do is use some of the stacks they gave us. All of these are Don't you just love failing 60%? All right, so we have to go to Fugar. We also have this one. Heck, what is this? All right, so let's go down there. Man, Dark Knight quest line kinda sucks. I do think they made it slightly easier for the new ones, but the old ones, not so great. Got 135,000 karma. That's cool. Also, one thing, when I was looking at the season pass rewards, before I always thought they gave you like a 15-day flute. Oh god. Woo, if I got hit by those, I would have just died. We're on an Elvia Castle Ruin Zone, and that one's like 250 AP. I should probably pay attention if I'm gonna stay on Elvia. Good news is, though, don't really need these anymore, so I could just sell them for silver. But who knows? I think I might need to make a Naru weapon, but I think if you do the Awakening questline, it just gives you like a Pry Tuvala. So then you're basically good to go. And so, if I remember correctly, where did I grind from 56 to 60? Last season, I did a mix of dummies and just grinded a little bit in Valencia. So, I think what I did was I did polys for a little bit, or fattest to like 58, and then polys for a little, and then from 59 to 60. I know you could do I know Basham's is an old school one that I did, but I don't think it's good anymore. So if I had to guess, up until 60, you might be down in Drigan somewhere. Drigan or Grana. I might actually this season try out Blood Wolves, because I am actually going for another infinite pot. So like my second one. And down in Grana, every week, I've been doing the weekly for the pity pieces, and I'm actually close to another like one for the health potion, so that one's nice. But on my main, I have the health and mana one already. It's over here. I just want another one for season characters like this. We don't have to go through all these potions over and over. Though granted, the small one would even be worse than the large. It'd only recover like 125, but like ultimately grinding, not too bad. We'll get another full health potion eventually. I gotta be careful here. If I get hit by one of these orcs, I think I just die. LVO1. I really need to start having like an extra backup tier 8 horse. I do have a Courser tier 8, but it's in Stonetail Ranch. We're trying to go for a tier 9, another one. Also, that one is at like a 19 fail stack or something. It's not pretty. We just like lighting money on fire. So basically, here's what's going to happen. We're going to go over here to do this quest, right? And then it's going to tell us to kill, like, or go to 3 different spots. And guess what? One of those spots was Soldier's Grave again. We were just there. Hazra, and I think Mains or something. And then we're going to have to come back all the way here again. So that's why it's so awful doing it. And the funny part is you don't even have to kill that many. It's only like 10, which is good because I don't want to do that. But I just wish it wasn't all the way out in the middle of nowhere. Also, in case you guys are curious, you guys can see what you get for leveling up. So, Valk's Cry is always good for me. 50 stacks when I do big enhances, or not really big, but like 50 for Tri Black Star, 60 for Tri Black Star. I don't really know why, but getting the level 59 rewards look significantly worse than the 58 and 57 combined. But as a veteran player, loot scrolls are very strong. Shikatu seals are very good. And I guess combat and skill books, I might just AFK on a dummy for 10 hours, like overnight or something. Just literally use that. So trainer flute for 7 days, beginner black. I wish they would stop giving you these. Like early on, yeah, these are nice, but I'm already Tuvala. If anyone actually needs all like 2,000 or whatever they give you total, probably doing something wrong. I'm gonna be honest. Either that or you're just super unlucky, because there's zero shot your average person needs that many. One day I need to do a new UI setup. Because I think I want some abilities like down here, like in this area. It'd be nice to have some bars for like clothing and whatnot, non like skills over here. Skills will just be at the bottom. I actually thought of trying the new UI. Well, it's not new, it's like a few years old now, but it's like the newer version of it. Hello. We meet again. Oh my god, dude. This is so awful. We gotta go all the way back. I know that nowadays people have like tier 8 horses and stuff that have like full drift. But man, if you are a new player and you probably don't have it, so it kind of just feels bad. Once we get close, we'll probably map to Heidel. I never thought I'd do that, but so I think here, if we use one, it'll just take us to Calpheon, which not the greatest. I think once we cross the border past Calpheon, like right here, we can go to port to Heidel and then go to the Kama Temple. But yeah, now that I start this over again, like this character, I guess it doesn't really matter what character, because it's pretty much the same thing. You start to realize the quality of life issues that new players will have to experience. Like, yeah, you could have a tier 8 horse, but realistically, you're not as a new player, because if you have like a few 100 million gold or silver in this game, you're probably going to use it on upgrades for your gear, not a horse. I think this is still Calpheon. Are we in Heidel yet? think after we cross the bridge here. I never thought I'd actually do that in my career until we did just that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to the person in the Kama Temple. We're going to unlock 3 more quests to do. We're going to do those 3 quests. And then if it tells us to go all the way back to like wherever we were down here, we'll do that in the next episode, or we'll just completely skip it. And I'll do it off recording because I don't want you to watch this over and over. What's okay? So I know my horse doesn't have gear, and I could just transfer gear over, but I feel like that's cheating for the series. We're pretending to be a new character or new player, more or less. But that's actually surprising. Like, look, we've been playing this character since I made it for a good under 3 hours of in-game time, and all of this was solo. Like, I could have been 61 if I was just leeching in 3 hours, but that defeats the purpose of playing it for me. So in under 3 hours we got to 56. We're about to do Awakening. We have about 150 AP to 11 DP. Not bad. So yeah, hopefully this new player experience is fun for you guys to watch as well. 3 hours in game. Nice. Find a faceless Vidir. Okay. How do I get this? Breakthrough pen node. What? Stormtroopers, conquest, get a X amount of kills. Sadly, this one is 7 days, I believe. Didn't they remove Savage Rift? Feels bad. There's like zero reason to ever be here after you get your awakening. Switch to the Vediant. Combo Deviant. Oh boy, what'd we get? Let me see. Should I go to boss on this character? So we still have to do the succession line. By the way, these are good, but if you get them as a new player, I would recommend just selling them because it's used for high-end grinding. Like, it helps you get stacked buffs, but if you don't need it, that's 20 million. It's Lizra again. Okay, so awakening, we need skill points. What is good? You want Spirit Legacy. That is primary ability you're gonna be using. Shattering Seed, very strong. Spirit Hunt is also good. How many points do we need with that? 12. All right, let's take out some points here. That one. So these are the ones you really want early on. The flows are very good, strong. You want them. But these are also something you kind of want as well. What can we get rid of for 20 points? You don't need Corrupt Ground early on. Twilight Dash is important. Soul Snatch is good. See what other abilities don't I need early on. For Awakening, you don't really need Ravage Rake as much. Okay, cool. Bombs, we use that one. We want Obsidian Blaze, and I personally like Balance Strike more, but we don't have those yet. Alright, let's go do this real quick. I wish slanted balance worked on boss enemies. We too can play at that game. So after you do Awakening and Succession, you get 2 presets. So that allows you to save preset skills like Awakening and Succession here, which is really nice. I do that on my main, but I think for the sake of this one, we're going to be playing Awakening mostly. All right, with that said, it's been like an hour, so we're gonna cut this recording here. We're gonna go back to Heidel and park it there for this episode, and I will see you guys next time.